Welcome to another episode of National Divorce Talk Raw. This is kind of a special episode. We're going to talk about a possible theory that the Calexit CEO Jason Wright actually started the San Bernardino secession movement. We'll show you what we have, but first check this out. Well, let's go right now to a share screen. It's basically a simple argument to make, something that I noticed recently. Not saying this is fact, but we did want to cover it for you. So here we go. Now, recently they've talked about secession from California in San Bernardino. This came out on July 27th. That's this month or a few days ago. San Bernardino County supervisors are urged to secede from California and form a new state named Empire. There's the Rancho Cucamonga businessman asked the San Bernardino County Board of Supervisors. It's also being supported by another man near the mayors of Fontana and Upland. So Fontana, Upland, Rancho Cucamonga. Now, if we look at this map, here is Rancho Cucamonga, Upland, and Fontana. So this is Rancho Cucamonga, Fontana. Now, if we go up here, we can see a little city called Barstow. Barstow was the city that Jason Wright, the CEO of the Calexit Movement, LLC, was located in for a few months. Only a few months ago, about 2 months ago. So here's Barstow. Here's where they were talking about the movement or seceding, Rancho Cucamonga, Upland. It's in San Bernardino. You go up here, there's Victorville, and then there's Barstow. All of these cities are located within San Bernardino County, which is largely an offset from the rest of California. You don't go out there unless you really want to be out there. So most people in the LA area never go out there. San Bernardino does not get many visitors. I used to live there when I worked for the freeway department. My first job was out there. And I was, of course, in contact with Jason while he was in Barstow. Not many visitors out to the region. So let me give you some proof of that. Now, in March 31st, Twitter. So goodbye, Barstow. This is from Yes California, Calexit Home. This is Jason Wright, the Calexit Envoy, a.k.a. the CEO of Yes California. Many thanks to Micah of Y2K Scrapyard for helping us find a car we can afford. We are on the road. The Calexit Envoy is on the move. Goodbye, Barstow. That was from Yes California, Jason Wright, and that came out on March 31st. So March 31st, July 27th. See where I'm going? He left in March, and there's April, May, June, and then July. So about 2 to 3 months, and then San Bernardino starts talking about this. Now, you may think that that's a ancillary coincidence, but I want to point something out. San Bernardino has not been part of any attempt to secede in 11 years. The last time that San Bernardino was part of any talk about seceding from California was in 2011 with Jeff Stone. The reason I know that was I personally went out there and met Jeff Stone and went to some of his conferences. I met Jeff Stone. I saw the conferences they were talking about there. I was there when they were doing that. So that's how I knew automatically that this happened 11 years ago. So if Riverside and the other counties like San Bernardino haven't attempted to secede in 11 years, and then within 3 months of Jason Wright showing up in the area, they happen to consider secession for the first time in years. Well, it's an interesting point. So Jason was in Barstow, San Bernardino in March. The two mayors planned secession in July. So this came out about the end of July. That means they were starting to talk at the beginning of July. So if this came out at the end of July, they were starting to talk at the beginning of July, which means only the months of April and May separate when Jason was in the area talking about secession and when San Bernardino started talking about secession itself. Now, obviously, Jason was talking about secession from America, and they're talking about secession from California. But isn't it interesting that the idea of secession hasn't popped up in 11 years, and then within 2 months of Jason Wright showing up, it does? Coincidence? We'll leave that to you. Just wanted to point out the facts that the media won't cover. We'll see you next time.